Computer list hitting 5. Yeah,
20.
I haven't
Session's been going for a while now. No one's gotten. Well, everyone's gotten a little crazy actually.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
We've seen Snuggie bet completely blind on turn and river.
Put 50.
We saw him get called by ace high and him win. And river 6.
Put 50.
Hold on.
No, don't care.
They're trying to convince Wonka to put in
That's mine.
the
Take it back. What do you mean?
without his own money.
That was a struck deal.
Almost did it.
I never agreed
But
with
now
that.
he
I've
looked at
seen
his
some
hand.
cheap shit in my days.
It's not, of course, an actual straddle for those of you who are new. It is a dead raise. That's the
You
rules here in Portland Poker.
Yeah, I'm guessing a key.
But that makes it weird.
You offered
It makes everything a little bigger anyway. It's fine.
No. He said if he bet
So
150.
to be clear, Brewer did a blind raise and Kevin did
He
the
would
blind
make
re-raise.
pay any of the 150. Yeah.
It's on you.
I know, but the one.
Snuggy's thinking about it with
He said if he
9-3
does it,
clubs.
like
No, I think he's just still talking about Wonka refusing the money.
Yes.
If he would have made his double and he would have doubled, I would have put whatever was in there.
Snuggie's saying he would have put in the pre-flop
Alright, sorry.
blind 6-bet.
Together.
Wow.
I guarantee you, I would put those.
I believe it, I gotta tell you.
I absolutely believe it. He is going to play the 9-3 suited, it looks like.
I hope he's gonna steal it and not limp.
I don't know if he looked.
He's limping.
No, yeah, he's limping.
Fold, fold, fold.
There's Andrew Neeme and Brad Owen. Andrew on the right, Brad on the left.
All right.
Came up finally with a good nickname for Andrew Neeme.
Okay.
Andrew Mimi. Like, you know, the little excited kid or the
That is a horrible nickname.
overly...
All right, let's look at this flop. We got Kevin with Kevin's got a double gutter and
Yeah.
Snuggie's got the flush draw. Kevin's
cool.
gonna bet his double gutter.
Kevin's like, I actually have something. This is crazy.
I mean, sort of. He doesn't have anything yet.
Okay, but a reasonable hand to be betting.
He has a hand of good equity.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
by the way. He
Got-
also somehow has the best hand.
Got called by a worse hand.
Pretty sweet. There's lots of cards that he's going to feel at least okay about.
Well, that's a brick for everybody.
I can't imagine Kevin's going to just give up, but he,
He
checks.
does. And Snuggie's going to bet, and this should... I don't know. Kevin's probably not going to fold.
Kevin
but-
doesn't fold. Kevin's not folding? Yeah. That's what I expected from non-denim Jesus. Corduroy Jesus.
Well,
That's the nuts.
He made the nuts.
Nuts me. Wait. It's Snuggie's betting. He checks the nuts to Snuggie. Good job, Kevin. Give him every chance he can. Look at Snuggie trying to look tough. It's not going to work this time.
What do you like as sizing for Kevin's check raise here?
All in.
Oh, he just moves in.
Wow, I was going to say big. I didn't mean that big.
I mean,
that feels too
if
big.
you get called, you
What do you
feel
wanna see?
real good about it.
Yeah.
Or if he snap calls, you're like, oh, we're chopping.
Yeah. The problem is
And then
you're going to
that's
get
all
called by
I
a
was
few other things, but most of those things are slow-played monsters on the flop. There aren't too many of those,
Yeah. Maybe sets.
especially on that very wet board. Snuggie's often going to raise his really big hands on the flop. Also, he limped. What sets does he really have? It's just hard to come up with a hand Snuggie can call you with there. But that's true even if you raise a normal amount, I'll say.
All right, look.
I'd probably be
I'll
a
give you
little
10
more
out of
apt to
40.
raise, you know,
Not good enough.
like 3
Are you
X's bet.
shitting me?
What do we got to do to price you to play like a man? I mean, really. What do we got to do?
I would guess
to
Kevin's
be
going to get
like
called
a
on an
man?
all-in more frequently than
That is
other players.
Yeah.
At least.
amazing. You're just.
You're like, you're that small.
Look,
on
look.
actions.
He's got a chocolate factory to run, okay?
That's
Yeah,
true.
you're right.
A lot of money in chocolate.
There is.
Batiste with a nice looking hand
Especially when
here.
you cut it with lots of dairy.
Holy shit. You're bringing in for raise?
Snuggie somehow surprised that someone raised.
Fucking denim Jesus.
Called him Denim Jesus.
Yep.
It's exciting. He watches the show.
We know what Wonka's going to do.
He already acted.
And he is probably going to get action from
All right,
Kevin.
All right, I'll give you action.
Yep.
Let's go. I got to protect my 20, okay? There might
I'm
be a
not
Wonka
kidding.
dollar.
Unless it's never this 20.
He means it.
Yep.
Snuggie, a.k.a. Nostradamus.
And he flops the best hand. And this is just how Batiste's night has been going.
See if Batiste checks it back. Not surprising. That's a very typical
So many.
board. Batiste is going to check back on here.
The board got worse for both players.
Kevin's going to bet.
He has more straights in his range than Batiste does.
It's also more protection than anything else.
Yep.
Batiste is not folding.
Interesting. I wonder if he has a plan here.
He better have a plan.
Or does he think Queen High is good enough?
This sounds crazy for Queen. Maybe just putting Kevin on a
Thinking of
7?
a card.
I don't know. He's got to have a plan. He's got to be bluffing if it gets checked to him on the river. Which I got to believe it will.
To play any mixed game
Surely
at my place anytime.
he will bet the river.
And pay yourself.
He wishes Snuggie would stop talking in the middle of his bluff.
Everyone feels that way. Surely. Here we
That
go.
was the
Good.
seller, right?
Gotta bet this.
Yeah. You know,
You tell me.
So he sizes it.
135, I think.
Very
coming
callable.
over.
I call.
Oh, and he gets called. Wow.
Yeah, you heard Kevin verbalize it over there.
Nice job, Kevin. That was a pretty good call.
It was a pretty good bluff.
Yeah. It looked like value. It looked like he's
Well, I
got
flopped
Pair
it.
beats no pair.
like tens or something, right?
Nice hit.
Yeah.
Maybe the problem is Kevin doesn't know that Batiste is going to check back that board with tens and over pairs.
Yeah.
If Kevin doesn't
Well,
know
his hair
that,
is longer
it's
than
hard
mine.
for Batiste
I
to
don't
have the
think he's
best hand
turning
very
every
often.
third
He's got to
minute.
vote like 9-7 suited or something.
Yep. Kevin might not be a good guy to try to bluff either.
Yeah. I guess he could also have like ace-6 suited, but then is Batiste really going for value with one pair on the river? Probably not that often.
Batiste is the type of player who might be able
Yeah.
to do that, but Kevin might not know
Hey, at
that,
least
which
he's
hurts
winning
the whole
20.
story.
He's not
Yeah.
pressuring past that.
I got a blind.
Kevin knows all about bluffs. Here we go. Wonka does put on the
know, if you loosen up a bit, you
dead
might
raise,
win with
but I
fours
guess
and
only a
offsuit
normal
once
one.
in a while.
Yeah, that's
20.
Oh, Batiste has the same hand
Same
again.
two cards.
Either that or we're having a.
He's already folding.
We've had it happen before in this session where the same hand showed up because the cards lingered on
Yes.
the RFID reader, so that's also
true.
a possibility.
That's true. I doubt that's the case here because it went to showdown, but we should at least keep an eye out for that.
And it makes it more likely
Whoa.
because Kevin's has jacks. He's gonna put in the raise. That's reasonable for
Sizable.
sure.
That's probably just going to get through, right? Unless
20
he has a different hand than we think.
We know it's
At least Kevin doesn't have the jack of spades. That's good for the RFID situation.
That is true. No one shows up with that.
Batiste with a call with a very playable hand in position against
No.
against
Didn't have
Maniac
enough time.
Yeah,
guy.
it's fine.
Brewer has an interesting
I
decision
think he's
here.
supposed to call too.
I think you can do both things, but yeah, calling is probably slightly preferable. Folding would be okay because of position and easily dominated.
You could also, if you decide Kevin's maniacal here, and I don't know if he's maniacal with 3-betting wise, we haven't seen that. You could put in a 4-bet out of nowhere, but I like a call.
Well, that's a very safe flop for
Yes.
jacks. Kevin's going to feel really good about this.
Kevin's not the kind of guy who's ever going to fold. You can't really try repping a 3 here. Not that it's really hard to have a 3, but he's never going to fold. Like, you can pretend to have a full house. You can have a full house and never going to fold an overpair. It just doesn't matter.
Batiste is a little butthurt.
We'll never know what he has unless it's queen jack suited.
No, Brewer is not folded yet. He knows Kevin's reputation by now.
Still, we have ace 10 of hearts.
At least have ace of diamonds would be nice.
Yeah, one heart on the board. Something to work
Give
with.
the
We're
dealer
out of position.
$100. I'll expose a card to you. That's a good deal right now.
It's not the worst deal.
But I'll shuffle them, and I won't even look at which one I'm showing you.
Just bluff me again.
All right, but I will let you choose one card.
But I will let you choose one card. It's good.
Good choice.
Good choice. That was interesting. Kevin offered to expose a card to Brewer if
When I
Brewer
make that deal
called.
with players,
Yeah.
they call me.
I
don't know.
I didn't even see the flop, so.
It's a very unusual offer.
You paying a lot of
And I
attention?
didn't connect. I don't know if
Kind of thing you
what
should do when you make a big bet and you're in position so you can check back the river if you want.
Happy with this.
I think it was just he could sense Brewer leaning towards a fold and wanted him to start heroing right away.
Go home and drink.
Try to incentivize a call any way possible.
I'm pretty sure Kevin would have been very surprised to find out he did not have the best hand. Hey, Snuggie's put on the, is that a $60
Yeah, it looks like
Zombie,
a $60 zombie,
zombie raise? Yeah. On top of the $20. Everything's dead.
Everything's dead. Wow.
What is
dark.
dead will never die. Also, Andrew Mimi
That's a,
got.
you really thought that was it? You thought you did
I thought
it?
that was the one.
It's really horrible.
No, I'm
so
going to work
bad.
some cool stuff in here with it. You're going to see
Oh,
overly.
Andrew's got queen deuce off, and he is finally gonna just say, "Screw this! I want to win some pots."
Much like overly enthusiastic girlfriend.
Surprised you let that go right there.
It's a meme. No? Okay. I'm still trying it out.
It's really bad.
Still trying it out. Yeah, this is interesting to see Andrew play
you know
tight,
what
play
was gonna
tight, play
bluff?
tight, and then just take a shot here.
I mean, he's just been super card dead and hasn't flopped anything.
Yep. Snuggie calls
He gets
Thank you.
called by a worse
somehow
hand.
a horrific
That was a
hand.
perfect spot for you.
Snuggie looking cool with those sunglasses, though.
Well, Snuggie flops
And the card you chose
open-ended.
was close.
That's not great for Andrew. He flops a gut shot.
Andrew's going to be some. There he is.
He just checks it back.
Yep. Snuggie's going to win a lot.
Well-
Snuggie has the best hand.
Yep. And this is just Andrew takes a shot and it just doesn't work out. And that's
I mean, I'll
He
bet you
didn't
$100
see
on
bet. I
the
understand
side.
why he didn't see bet.
yeah. I mean,
Don't get me wrong. Wow,
Snuggie
Snuggie bets
bets
400.
400.
Easy fold.
I think Snuggie's sizing at this point is just
I mean, we
arbitrary.
have the judge and jury.
I know,
You don't have to
I
worry
know.
about
He
it.
shows both.
What did you get that extra?
Top pair over ender.
I'll give
Andrew's
you
like,
two
cool.
more.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
Cool call.
Yeah, at least I got called by 10-4 offsuit. I mean, that's pretty sweet.
Do you hear this
And you
actually?
do have a gutter, flop and an overcard, so he had some ways to improve on the turn. Just didn't.
Like, I don't even know what
Almost,
level
I
we're
guess,
on.
quote unquote.
All
I
know
mean,
is
I
that
play
didn't
poker for the
feel
money.
like you were
Fuck.
You and I know a little bit what it's like. Now, Andrew has a much bigger following than we do,
Yeah.
but we know a little bit what it's like being at the table and kind of wanting to say something sometimes and just having to pull it back.
Yep.
Even knowing when I'm calm and not playing poker that
best thing you can do is
sometimes
put
that
your
will
bets
bubble up over time on a real bad session. Me wanting to like make a little bit of a snide comment. And I bet Andrew is feeling that way right now, but he's doing a really good job holding it together.
He looks.
The only good thing I pulled from elementary
He looks
school.
like he's
That was
keeping
my
it
highest
together
level.
right now, but I agree that probably he's feeling some of that.
Being
You
a
gotta
public,
keep it classy in these
yeah,
spots.
when you're a public figure in poker, you can't do it. I mean, you can. You can be Phil Hellmuth.
Of course you can do it. A lot of people
Right.
do. Actually, Luke
Yeah.
Schwartz,
I'll give you
Yeah.
shots
lots
of
and lots of
Tony
other guys
G.
too.
Yeah,
But
but
that said,
that's not the classy route.
yeah, and that's also not the brand that Andrew has built or
Right.
we built. In fairness, like
Yeah.
we're going for
All right,
like
I'll
the
come play your
guys
home
who
game.
you hopefully
No
like to
change
listen to and
information,
hang out with a
call
little
me.
bit.
Yeah.
They're
As
all
long as
right.
my
You know,
dog
that's
can come inside, I'll
that's
be
what
really happy.
we're all trying to
Yeah.
build
He
here,
has a
Brad,
service
as well.
animal.
And so
Oh, phenomenal. He's great
can't
with all
be
animals.
can't be a
The
dick
aggressive
to
ones and
people.
passive.
Yeah,
basically.
but Brad doesn't have to deal with that right now because he's up and feeling fine.
Yep.
So he's not
Sit on my
gonna
lap.
have
You
that
don't think my
feeling.
dog is?
Yes, he's just listening politely.
When he went, I saw you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's
Well,
like,
he was on your lap
Thank you for the real hand, by the way.
No, he'll be sitting at my feet though.
Definitely forced to call.
Kevin with a real hand too.
I mean,
King Nine suited for Kevin
Kevin.
is really good.
it's not a good. Wonka would have folded that without a second thought.
Yeah, but it's Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin with the gutter.
Nobody has anything really. I mean, it's all
Yeah.
hard board, no hearts out there between the players.
Checks through.
Kevin could have taken a shot there.
Yep. So could a Brewer.
Somebody's gonna take a shot here, right?
Brewer actually makes the best hand, but it doesn't really mean anything to make the best hand here. He checks again, and Kevin now cannot resist, surely.
Well, you guys
Yeah.
playing like pot.
Not even a big bet.
He could have the 9 of hearts or something and be betting
sure.
here.
Playing like a. I tell you what, it's a real.
And I
easy
assume this
game.
is just going to work.
It's
Just letting the board be his friend. And Brewer does fold.
Nobody gets hurt.
Show the bluff.
I'll
It's
show
more
one
like
card.
Drinking and swimming and sitting in the hot tub and jumping in the pool. And,
He's letting the board be his
playing
friend.
cards and-
Yep.
I think Kevin lets everybody be his friend. Seems like a friendly guy.
I think everyone lets Kevin be their friend.
Ooh,
he's
look
such a
at
nice
this.
dude.
Batiste and
You
Wonka.
have no heart in your hand?
Getting
Probably
crushed.
2 of the players who have played the most on Poker Time and often are praised by us because they often make
You go
really
deep
good plays.
with
Just
it.
Yeah.
both running really bad today.
Kevin way up there. Joseph way up there.
Yeah, Brad doing quite well.
Yep. Kevin and Joseph are one big pot away from like having, being the all-time winner here on Poker Time.
I mean, especially if they get into it against each other,
Yes.
then one of them will definitely be the all-time winner.
Sort of what I mean when, when I
Yeah.
say one big pot, like they play it
No
against
gracias.
bam.
No gracias.
They can play a 5K pot, 6K pot really
On
easily.
the Fireland.
Ken Destroyer of Worlds is the current leader.
Yes.
I think he profited almost 6K in one.
Definitely more than 5. I don't remember beyond that, but I know he won more than 5 in one of these sessions.
Under the gun is for 20.
Got Kevin with the limp.
No, yeah, he limps over the blind raise with
Yep.
King Queen. Wonka just calls.
I guess technically these aren't limps, right? These are calls. at the
Yeah,
raise,
but effectively they're limps because we're talking about in practice,
Of
not
course.
what the software says.
yeah.
And we got a pair and gut shot for Wonka here. Brad's got top and bottom pair. Snuggie's got middle pair.
Snuggie bets his middle pair.
Brad, did you just call or did he raise there?
Uh,
He raises to 150. That makes sense. Wonka's probably going to fold, but it's
Yeah.
really disappointing. He really wanted to see a turn here.
yep. He would probably call 2 streets from Snuggie at
And
least.
Snuggie
calls
just
with
calls.
a pair.
I guess Brad could have some draws.
It's a bit of a wet board. But is Snuggie going to keep calling down? I doubt it, right?
Usually, Brad still has the best hand. He feels pretty safe to continue betting. And Snuggie
Wow.
just quickly calls with 4
Brad bet
deuce.
big. Brad
Wow.
now may be wondering where he is in his hand a little bit. That's not a
The
good
club
card.
comes in. I think we're going to see check
yeah,
check
me
now
too.
for sure.
Brad's going to be thrilled to just
Sevens and threes.
win. And Snuggie had 2 outs all the way.
Brad saves Snuggie the embarrassment of turning over his hand by showing first, which he was not obligated to do.
Yeah. Brad knows keeps guys like Snuggie happy at the
Yeah.
table.
Put it at the bottom.
Says
Pro?
Brad's nitty. He's playing 7-3. Under the gun.
Batiste
all the moves.
fake needling Brad. 'Cause he did play 7-3 under the gun, but it was a blind raise.
Brad having a very nice session
fries
here.
left?
Yeah, it's nice to have a tower of black chips in front of you in a 5-10 game.
Yep.
It's a good spot.
Brad hasn't had that many tough spots either. been
but he
pretty
has.
smooth sailing. He's created a lot of it for
He's
himself.
put
though.
himself in a couple spots that are a little scary. You know, he's
Yes.
put in big 3-bets without having it.
He 4-bet once without having it.
And that did not work out, actually. That was back
Yes.
in the early days when Wonka still felt okay about life. And Wonka,
Yes.
Wonka had pocket aces, just called and got to shove the flop and win a reasonably sized pot. But since then, it's gone far downhill.
You remind me
I
like
got
it's
some
my
Michael
fault.
Dollars.
Put it out.
They might be those.
I would assume not.
Batiste just calling the 40. The Kevin min raised, it looks
Whoa.
like.
Did you say the Kevin min raised?
The Kevin?
Yeah.
That's actually pretty sweet. I don't think he did, actually. I don't think there was a blind raise, so it was
Yeah.
not a min raise. It was a normal raise to 40.
3 players.
The old ace-6 off.
Yep.
Sure.
And Batiste with the old king 8
Yeah.
suited.
Well, they both flop a little something.
And this is the type of board where Kevin gets more value than the average player because Batiste will not be folding.
Assuming he decides
just
to
checks.
bet,
It
he's
just checks
got
through.
to try and get value though.
Check.
But he should be able to get more value than the
He
average
is going to
player.
start going for it.
2 streets is very reasonable here with his hand,
Bet.
especially when Batiste checks it again.
He would expect more of king, queen, king, jack type hands than king 8, but he'll take it.
It
You know?
doesn't matter. I mean, it just feels like a slam dunk bet on the river.
The jack is slightly scary.
It's not great, but you're gonna a jack of clubs. Oh,
Yeah.
Bat-
115 and a
It
call.
It looks like
Batiste bets, and did Kevin raise?
no.
No.
I
Okay,
think-
no,
I
Batiste
think-
was just calling.
Yeah. We just didn't see Kevin's bet because it happened so fast.
He bet 115, Batiste
That would be so
insta call.
sick to throw out the 50.
Yeah, this is a classic. Kevin can get more value than most people.
Right. I think Batiste has to play the hand the way he did once he calls pre-flop.
Kevin also has the ace of clubs. It makes it a little easier to bet the river.
Yeah. I just.
Still, a lot of people are going to
That's why
check
I
that
check
back
the flop
very
every case.
reasonably. I'm usually going to check that back, I think.
You mean check it because he's out of
Probably not
position?
folding a jack to
Instead
you.
of check it
Oh,
back?
yeah, you're right.
Oh, no, me?
Well, I'm gonna
I have
check.
like no folder. Come on now.
When that club comes, and
I'm going to go back and get up here.
hope I'm not put to a really tough decision.
Me? No, I read your soul. I fold everything.
You read my soul. That's where you're going.
Well, you can just take away the read the soul part and just leave it at fold.
But Joseph
everything.
doesn't seem to be participating
There
in
you
the
go.
race at
Yeah, he
20.
would never been in that.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
what I
that's
think
what's
it
going
is.
on.
That's
Then he
fine.
was crushing it.
These guys work it out amongst themselves.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do it.
Or
If they all agree to do it
Raise
without him,
20
that's
and
fine.
a fold.
Maybe trying to lock up the win a little bit. He has
I
a
mean-
big win here.
Huge win.
All right, Wonka's got a beautiful hand. Maybe he can make something happen here.
He could 3-bet it against Kevin's range specifically here. Oh, it's not
It's
even
really,
really
it's
3-bet,
just a
yeah.
raise of limps.
Oh, yeah, of course it is. That dead 20 keeps throwing me off.
Well, maybe you should learn.
Learning is a process.
And you're not good at the process?
Well, it doesn't happen overnight, bro.
Batiste is going to be very unhappy if a king flops. We're going to see some Batiste face.
only you.
Did Kevin just fold ace-9 off? What happened?
Wow, that makes no sense to me. He limped and then folded it? He's the guy who never folds anything.
That was weird.
Well, I appreciate
Maybe he
it.
just thinks Wonka is crazy tight, which he is, but still.
Wonka was just talking about how he folds everything, too.
Well, it's a jack-high flop, so Batiste outflops Wonka here.
Wonka does have the 2 back doors.
One of these guys had to run worse than the other one in this hand, right?
I mean, someone was going to win usually.
Yeah.
Bet 9.
Somebody has to win the hand.
Isn't over yet, though. He's going to find a call there.
There's a lot of good turn cards for Wonka.
Yep.
Spades, straightening cards.
9, 10, spade, ace, king, queen all look pretty good.
Well, that's maybe the best.
that's
he
a
now has
cherry
a
card.
royal flush draw.
Wonka would prefer a
You
queen
guys
if he
got
could
the
see the
same
cards,
sword?
but he's got to be
I'll find
thrilled
out
with
where
this.
What do you think about a check shove?
With 1K and 415.
It's 895 actually.
Oh, you're
It's on
right.
record.
So if Batiste bet's like
That's on
240.
record.
Yeah.
Seems
Yeah,
about
I will
right. Yeah,
stop
I like
off
that.
by your house if you guys cut this game.
Because the thing is,
short.
if we bet and get shoved on,
and there will be a
we're probably
gift
going to have to
given
call.
everyone you.
I mean, we
which
have a
sucks.
list, right? We could run this thing for a while. Huh?
Well, he's not going to get shoved on. He's just going to get
Yeah,
called.
we know this, but if Batiste had
Like
jack 10,
8 weeks
Yeah.
worth of material.
I
would
don't
probably
think
shove a
you'll
lot
like
here.
the gift,
I would like to see
but
a check
it's-
shove
it-
because
it's
sometimes
gonna be a
Batiste does
gift.
something like 7-8 and we get to win without having to go to showdown.
Why? Why are you shaking your head?
He's obligated to call here, and
Very
we've got less than a
crazy.
pot behind.
Also, if a
I'm
spade
calling.
comes or a scary card
As
comes
your
like an
attorney, I
ace,
highly recommend you
we
keep
get
I've
it
got
all.
a
Always
really
give it
good
accurate.
attorney.
Now,
You're solid.
turns out
Yeah.
The 10 is not a big part of either player's range, and I
Well,
think
we're
Wonka
good.
can't
We're all on the
really
same
hope
point
to
then.
bluff out a better hand too often.
I mean, if Wonka moves in here, I think Batiste probably would fold king jack.
He would,
So I guess you can fold up,
No,
You-
Mike's
yeah,
up.
right?
but it's
I've
it's a
got
high
it.
variance
It's
play.
live.
Yeah. Batiste has some 10s in his range, although very few actually, right? What does he have in his?
No, he doesn't really
It's
have
jack 10,
any.
which usually he's going to raise on the turn.
Yeah, he doesn't really have any 6-7 left after he calls the turn.
Wonka checks. Batiste checks it right back, and
All right, Batiste gets to win a reasonably sized pot, and Wonka still, ever since he got coolered in that three-way pot
like
where
yes.
Batiste and Snuggie chopped up his money, he
flush.
hasn't really had anything good happen.
Not here today.
hard to argue.
Is it a tournament?
I like arguing.
It's not hard to argue.
What are
You
you doing,
enjoy
Jeffrey?
arguing, yes.
Yes.
Hey, jump
Hey,
in here.
hey,
Andrew with
you got
35.
pitch on this? Let's try to get him in for the 80 right here.
Come on. What are you sackless again?
I'll give you 25 of it. You got some of this?
Once again, they're
I
trying
got-
to
I
negotiate
got
Wonka
20 of it.
putting in
You
80
give
of
me
his
20 of
line.
it.
25, that's over half.
Kevin's putting in 25 of Wonka's 80. That's the offer.
He is. You are so greedy.
More money's coming
Dude,
in.
you're the worst.
Is it going to happen?
There it is. There it is. Come on.
I got 10.
There's 20 of it.
Boom.
More money's
You're in.
coming.
5.
Send it.
I needed 55.
Thank you, Brad.
Oh, wow. Okay, hold on. We got
Can we
it.
stop?
You got him for the cheapest one.
It happened.
they paid for what, like 60 of it?
That's unbelievable from Wonka's
Oh,
point of view.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. Veg tied
That's
us all, man.
outrageous.
Yeah,
Raised
that's
to
25,
it's a great deal.
25.
Raised to 80.
Some
Or
people
10,
are stuck
sorry.
a gazillion.
No, so
In the
am I.
game.
Fold.
Snuggie with the
stuck,
queen
yes.
deuce of hearts. I wonder if he's going to go after that money after
I saw you bang.
berating Wonka so
I'm not
much.
stuck. Well,
Go
you're
back
right.
after his own money.
Likewise, I'm
Looks
not
like he
stuck.
is.
Yep.
What is it?
Don't limp.
80.
Don't limp.
He's overly invested in the pot in his mind because he paid for part of the blind race.
How much of that is yours?
He's got to win that money back that he voluntarily put in for no reason. Okay, here we go. It is a raise. Good job.
All right, and
275.
We can see the hands, so it's gonna work unless somebody else picks something up,
Fold. Fold.
which has not happened.
Yeah, looks like it's just going to work.
Fold.
And that's how you get your own
Free
money
money.
back, I guess.
Free money.
That's one way. Another way is to just hold it.
You.
Yep, there's the fold.
Fold.
All right.
Well, let's see if Snuggie can win any of his own money again by giving somebody money to put in the pot and then try to take it.
There's one if it runs tomorrow. You guys are gone tomorrow, though, right?
Yeah, right now, tomorrow.
Raised to 25.
Kevin makes it 25 dead instead of 20 dead.
Well, I
Kevin's
guess-
up in the stakes.
I wonder
a
if he
little bit
looked. I wonder if he looked first.
here. Maybe. Now Snuggie.
Has left the table.
Yeah. Okay.
Re-raised to 70.
Brad's making it 70 over the 25. That seems a little small.
Agreed.
A couple.
Maybe
of
he's just
them
trying to
you guys are hard
isolate
getting into
Kevin.
anyway. But
That makes sense. Kevin's proven to be a crazy person.
And he's going to call with 100% of hands.
we'll take it.
Literally 100% of hands. Maybe raise some of them, I guess.
I mean, a raise makes perfect sense here from Brad's point of view, right?
Well, that's a great flop for Brad. Wow.
Like one
What a
of the
happy
players
time.
would have a real job.
He's going to get called at least once.
Yep.
At 55.
That gives too big.
Kevin didn't come here to fold.
He does have
That
the
does
8 of
not
hearts in his
fold.
hand, so he has 2 real outs.
You have to be a professional. Not
Although
a-
the 8 of diamonds is dead,
Fashion plot.
as
Well-
we see by our tracker up there.
Oh, he raised. Kevin raised.
Whoa.
Oh,
That's strange.
Well, Brad called. He raised pretty small too. Brad has an easy call, as you see. They're so deep. Brad really can't.
I didn't
put
see
in
that.
a lot
I didn't
more.
see that just because I thought it wasn't a thing that people would do. But
No.
I guess he raised the 6 against Wonka.
He immediately checks, and this
Brad's
is very
going for value. I
interesting.
wonder if Brad thinks he's ahead or behind now. He knows he has a ton of equity, but
Yeah.
I wonder if he thinks he's currently ahead.
When Kevin checks so quickly on the turn, he may think he is ahead.
I think we're just going to see check, though.
Brad could go for some thin value against a guy who likes to call. He's seen.
Oh,
already
he's doing it.
He has.
This is
he's,
nice.
He's seen Kevin call really light before. Bam, and he gets
Oh,
snap called.
That was nice by Brad. Well played.
Shows the 8s.
He knew to go for value on the turn and river after getting check raised.
It's so maybe he thought like the 6 was a card that turned a heart on a showdownable hand or something like that for Kevin, because I don't know how he thinks he could get value. What he's supposed to get called by that check raised him on the flop, except things that turned into value on the turn, right?
Maybe he thinks that Kevin has a lot of worse queens, although a lot of those become 2 pair by the river.
Yeah, but maybe you just think Kevin's gonna. Like, Kevin's betting the turn if he's got you beat most of the time when he check raises the flop, right? So
Sometimes he flop
Brad
not
just
straight,
decided to go
but
with the more obvious, like, you know,
I've had
it
6
seems
pocket
like
pairs,
the simple
no stuff.
solution is to bet because I have the best hand a
Yep.
lot. So he did, and it worked out
He
great.
made $500 on the turn and river.
Yeah, nice job.
Isn't the board just had to run out all low? So unfair.
Yeah, that was really good. A lot of people are going to check at least one of those 2 streets.
Yeah. And that really adds to a great session so far for Brad Owen.
Yep. The Alexander Sarsgaard of Poker Time.
Sure.
Emmy winner.
You're weird. All right, so
You're weird.
Oh, Snuggie's gonna play blind again. This is
It
fun.
worked out. It worked really well last time. He
He's
makes
gonna-
it 75.
After Batiste, by the way, limped 3-4 off, chasing some losses, I think.
180.
I mean, how ridiculous.
Kevin makes it 180, and he knows Snuggie hasn't looked at his hand.
Yeah, yeah.
But Kevin actually has a reasonable hand this time. He's got 8s again.
Yeah, second time for 8s. He's still in it. Doesn't look like it by
Yeah,
the
he is.
There we go. Wonka folds his 3 deuce. Batiste going to have to fold now, even though it looks like 2 crazy people are going crazy. Batiste has 4-3 off. It doesn't matter.
He's considering that the situation may dictate that he can put in
Yeah.
another raise here, which is not crazy, but he doesn't go for it.
Snuggy's now asking to
He wanted
one
to
card be shown. He wants to look at a card.
He wanted to see one card. We don't know what card he saw.
I love you.
You can't hear him because he's not mic'd up right now.
He just moved in.
He went all in. Kevin has to call. You know,
And he
Snuggie-
does. Kevin called right away.
You know, Snuggie only looked at one card.
Wow, it's perfect hand to have. It's great to have
got him
8s
again
when you
this
know your
time.
opponent
You
looked at
better
one
hold.
card.
Yeah.
You're almost all. You'd be very unlucky to be behind.
Well, I mean, he's going to lose 28% of the time
Yeah.
still.
Look how big this pot is.
Oh, that's going to help.
Oh, there it
now
is.
it's only
I was just
turns
worried about not hitting
and river
sets.
straights,
And
and
no,
that's
that's it. Yeah.
It's over. And wow.
So that's a 3K pot that materialized out of nowhere.
I think it might
I
be
have a
more.
little
I think
over
we might have had Snuggie's stack wrong.
Oh,
When I
yeah?
was looking at Snuggie's stack, it looked like it was more than that.
Yeah, now he's been taking.
Yeah,
back
well, they're
the
going to count it up right now, so we'll get a sense of it.
Everybody is in shock.
Look at Wonka. And
Or,
Brewer.
sorry, I think it was a little wrong. No, I don't. This is 2035.
Yeah, they're making sure.
38,
Kevin
39,
covers them, so he
4.
definitely had more than 1,300.
No, not I wasn't talking.
Yeah, put the blacks out. And so then.
This is always a fun moment when you're Kevin in this
I'm glad they
spot
helped.
when
Oh,
your
yeah.
stack's
That
getting
18th
counted.
Brad,
Feels
see,
great.
They did not work out so well. Made the complaint about never hitting a set after having multiple pocket pairs. And then it comes through. It pays out way bigger than my loss to Brad. So
Yeah.
Kevin's explaining how lucky he is to the table. And there's Snuggie. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
that's
way
definitely
more.
more.
Oh, yeah, that's way, way more. That
looks like 23,000 or
Yeah,
so.
about 3K, I think.
He must have topped up without the producers knowing.
Maybe he did topped up even right then as
Yeah.
he was coming back to the table or something and then was getting a drink. But it looks like he added at least 1,500 to his stack, so it's probably like 2,800.
That is.
I don't know. I
So
don't
that
even know
might
what
be
I
the biggest
showed
pot.
you.
Poker time history.
Yeah.
Well, no, maybe the
I
3-way
don't
all-in
even
before
do it.
in this
Yeah,
session.
but that was a chop pot, so this may be the
Yes.
biggest pot won by one person in poker time history, and I think in fact it probably is because I think
you know what's
Snuggie had
funny?
something like
It still
3K.
doesn't
Yeah.
beat the one gem sale I had while I was over there.
Look at all the money getting pushed.
I made 98.
We were making sure there's no confusion about
One
who's.
sale.
He doesn't want Kevin to start grabbing his money too.
Well, Kevin just feels like all the money is his at this
Have I
point.
told you recently that you're my favorite dealer?
It always
And the
feels
best
good
on the
just
West
to
Coast.
win
Ow.
huge pots.
It doesn't matter. You guys would have got
What a nice moment when you're like,
Oh,
oh, he's
dude, we
got
were
the
getting
king.
it all in, no
I
matter
feel like
what.
he's always going to hit the king here, and then you just flop the 8.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like I would have called for sure. I would have taken 4 or 5 seconds, maybe even 10 to just sort of like get upset about my bad luck.
Yeah.
Call with the 8s anyway, and then assume he was going to flop a king, and then be very happy.
That was insane.
Yep, that is something I've
There's
never
not
seen
insurance
before
for that?
in my life.
That's a significant amount of money to lose with looking at one card.
Yes.
I'm supposed to make it 20.
Snuggie likes playing blind. That's something we know.
It worked last time for a much smaller pot.
That was, yeah, I think it's important to really make sure we're clear that that was beyond insane.
Yes.
That was something that never happens in any 5-10 game ever, basically, that I know of,
Well,
right?
he shoved 300 blinds without looking at one of his cards.
I had a guy once playing me in a 40-80 game, a limit hold'em game. So it's still a big game where he played the entire hand blind and we capped pre-flop, we capped the flop, and he raised the turn
Without looking.
without looking. And I check called the river, and he's like, "Let's find out what I have."
That's tough in limit to get that through.
Yeah. Turns
All right.
out he got lucky.
So Brewer and Batiste are going to play a pot here.
All right, you got this.
Bet 60 and a fold.
Be funny.
It's like Brewer just bets and wins, having raised pre-flop.
Oh, dude, if it was
Batiste with the
kings,
blind raise
I would
pre.
have been so tilted. Oh, Lord.
I mean, I imagine everyone's still stunned by
Yeah,
that. hand.
I'm
yeah.
stunned.
At least a grand.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not
just
sure
saying
what a
if you
good
rolled over pocket kings there
meme would
after
be
looking at one
to
card.
really refer to
No,
here, but there's got to be one.
Go smoke a cigarette.
I don't know.
Yeah, go play your home
I mean,
game.
whatever you felt.
Is there a meme of somebody falling on their face?
That's what he got.
Is that a
That's what he got
thing?
against me.
There probably is. I mean, there's everything. There's the first world problems meme. So it could be that one. The woman with the headache.
Yeah.
That one. So that's sort of a
Thank you.
Andrew Mimi.
So we're playing.
Oh, so well
I don't
played.
know.
Yeah.
come in, raise. He looks at one card.
Raised to 20 under the gun.
I'm gonna want to hear the breakdown of that. You know, the analytics of his decision.
Analytics of his decision.
There's not too many analytics.
It's a bad play.
All right, we're breaking
Raised to
records.
60.
Don't do it if you like money. That's the analytics.
So I got to invite back.
Lots of 8s going around
yeah,
here.
just getting passed around the table.
Nice voice that you did for
Thank
no reason.
you. Brad Owen's gonna call.
Well, he's got a reasonable,
Yep.
connected-ish suited
I
hand.
get
Sure.
to be the vocal
We're deep,
player.
it's
He's
fine.
just been like dominating me on the words.
I think you're still doing a pretty good job. Yeah.
Check.
Well, nobody likes this flop, and Brewer's just going to get to win.
It's an ace-high board. Brewer's gonna bet it.
Racism and misogyny.
So yeah, I mean,
He also, and I imagine Brad has been paying attention. Brewers also has checked monochromatic boards before.
He
So
has.
if
I like it when
Brad's paying
both
attention, that
people
means
laugh,
it's more likely
you know?
Brewers got something.
I imagine Brad's paying attention.
It is a different situation. This is heads up. That was forehanded, but still,
thinking
some players
of
just
the
don't do
flex
that.
mode is kinda
Right.
boring.
So the fact that Brewers got both the bet and the check in him
Yeah.
makes it harder to play.
I mean, Snuggie just shipped, like,
Yeah.
a little bit more than the average U.S. salary
glad to
per
take his
month
money.
with
Okay,
looking at
here.
one card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, come on. It's still at
I also
27%
think he's
equity when
probably
called.
hurting
That's
the
pretty good.
I think it was 28 according to the software.
Whoa. I rounded down. My bad.
You probably didn't account for the double paired boards.
And that was back to back.
Yeah, that's it. I probably didn't.
I like that.
You know, you can make flushes. You can make straights. There's all sorts of ways to win.
All right, we got Joseph with the. It looks like Joseph did participate in the blinders under the gun this
Hey,
time.
maybe he's just been forgetting.
And then Andrew made it 60 with the 5-4 suited.
Kevin gets
Sometimes
out
it's
after
really
having
good,
won
and then who you
the
run
biggest pot, non-chop pot in Poker Time history.
Looks like Andrew topped up, added 1,000.
Yep.
A little under 3K. I'm like, so short.
Batiste, did Batiste call? He didn't call with 7.
I mean, no,
You're
right?
One buy?
Can't be that tilty, no.
Yeah, so.
And we just don't know what Brad
wonky
has.
here.
There's a lot of confusion right now.
Yeah, it's okay. We're going to play a pot.
Yeah,
Brad's in there.
We know Brad's in there. We know Joseph isn't. We're just gonna.
Wait.
We know what Andrew has. We're playing a hand with Andrew.
I'm surprised Andrew checks back on that
Me
flop.
too. That is
I
a
feel like quite honestly.
very reasonable board
he's
to
just like one of
bet.
the most winningest
He just-
players.
Like,
that
now
I've
he's gonna
seen,
bluff.
you know,
I guess he just wants to make sure Brad doesn't have
consistently,
anything.
Like,
Now Brad
Like, I don't
rarely has a
see you
king
do
or a
like
jack
massive
or
kind of
spades
backups
or
and
queen
shit.
ten.
Or even a big spade.
like at our two
Yeah.
game,
So-
you always seem to do good.
Yeah, that worked out great because when Brad checks twice, it's pretty clear that he's not going to be calling usually.
Oh god, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, almost
When he
always.
shows the 4 of hearts, which can't really go with anything.
I see Brad's face.
Yeah.
Is that the lowest card choice?
Looks like Sarsgaard at the Golden
Glove
Globes when he didn't win.
I don't think so.
Freaking Aaron Paul every time.
Four, yeah.
No, it was actually a little
For
scary.
which movie?
It was
No, it's not a movie.
Oh, for-
TV show,
What
man.
was the
Breaking
Sars-
Bad versus Big Little Lies.
also, actually.
Aaron Paul won for best supporting
Pretty
actor.
sure those did not overlap.
You know what?
Flop
I'm pretty
straight.
sure you're a doofus.
So am I wrong?
So are you a doofus? I'm not sure.
The answer is I am correct, and you're a doofus.
You know, but it's,
I don't think Alexander Sarsgaard was nominated for any of these things, but he did have a great performance in Big Little Lies. Though.
If
I
you're
will say
gonna
that.
if you're gonna make it up, at least make the shows overlap.
Oh,
though.
you know what? No one is paying this much attention.
I
All right,
am.
here's Kevin with just mounds of chips.
And 10s as Brewer opens with King 9 suited under the gun. I guess he's feeling a little loosey goosey.
see, Kevin has almost $7,000 in front of him. He is knocking on the door to the biggest Poker Time win of all time for one session.
It feels really good to have that many chips in front of you.
Yeah. Did someone just fold Ace Queen?
No way.
It looked like Joseph just folded Ace
It
Queen.
was
to me.
probably Snuggie. No, maybe it was Joseph.
I think it was Joseph.
No.
That seems absurd.
Wait.
Well, I think he's locking
Yes.
up the win.
Yeah, that's fair. And though maybe he doesn't want to play against the one other really big stack, which can truly
Maybe.
decimate him.
But
No.
playing against Kevin's a good way to
Yeah.
win a 12K pot.
Agreed.
Well, that's
Good flop
a
for Brewer.
pretty good flop for Brewer. Decent flop for 10s as well.
Yep.
250.
Oh, here, you said you hated those reds, so we're gonna bet all reds.
Well, that's interesting
Who
idea.
doesn't like to stack big pots?
250, he announced. Brewer is thinking about raising or calling.
Yeah, that's the only possible options here. He decides to call.
He's gonna get it in there before me.
Would have been reasonable to raise for sure.
Yep.
I mean, that board does not hit Kevin very much. Kevin did re-raise.
Brewer's mostly
Right.
just repping a 5 that he opened under the gun if he raises. Otherwise, it's pretty easy to put him on a
I
flush
got
draw.
drawn.
Do you see how Kevin was looking at Brewer here? Look at
Well,
him. It's
he
really
gets there.
Yeah.
And Kevin has the 10 of hearts as well, so he might stick around. Okay,
good check back.
if another heart comes, Kevin will probably call. That might be a card that he can fold on.
He could consider it because everything got there, right? Brewer's going to take a shot here. Now he's praying. I don't know what.
I call.
He calls right away.
Yeah, I don't think that's a
I felt that.
very good call.
You can't beat a jack, can't beat a 5, can't beat a hearts. That's the entire calling range, right? You're hoping Brewer has 8s and turns them into a bluff, basically.
There's no draw that missed.
Right. No, you need him to be turning a pocket into a bluff.
Appreciate the support.
That's it.
Yeah, I think he's just feeling it and decided he can't lose.
Ace king, he may be turning ace king into a bluff. I don't know that he's calling ace king on the flop.
I don't think he's going to turn into a
That's
bluff
kind of why I
either.
called.
He might just check.
You'll
Yeah.
see what I had.
Yeah, against Kevin
I
specifically.
had you in the flop.
Kevin's up to 55% VPIP. There you go. That makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Every race
Almost
pretty
There is a dark spot where Snuggie once was.
Yeah. See, Kevin and Batiste so much higher than everybody else. Everyone else is kind of in that 21 to
And I wanted you to have all
26%.
those red
Kevin and
chips.
Batiste are playing basically everything. Kevin's only been here for like an hour and a half, though. Batiste's been here the whole time. Just pointing it out.
I should have paid you in the red at the end, too. That would have been really
That was a nice pot for Brewer.
Yep. Got the insta call with 2 10s. That's kind of a wonderful.
That actually really
Yeah,
Extra
I gave you
piece.
some
And
blocks
Brewer's
there. You
quietly
could've
having a
red
pretty
chip
good
it.
session himself.
Yeah.
Pretty much Wonka, Snuggie,
Yeah, I know, but look.
and Batiste. I guess
was what?
Andrew also
What-
are down, and everybody else is up significantly.
Yeah, that's look.
Joseph is going to enter the pot.
Raise.
Looks like he raised to 110.
He's been making interesting raises a lot. Now, this one makes more sense in that it's he's just stealing blinds, basically.
Yeah.
We've seen him do lots of 3-bets.
All right, let's
here we go.
check out these cumulative winnings. Yeah.
Kevin and Joseph, the 2 big winners.
The
That one right there.
2K
Well, I mean, I did
is
like
the
my
minimum
position.
win
I
right
didn't
now,
know
though.
the
So
price. Yeah, man,
the winners are really winning.
I think Kevin is actually up more than that, too.
Oh,
because
that's
I
right.
think the cumulative winnings doesn't account for Snuggie's money coming in. I think that was inputted later.
Right,
So I
right.
think he's up more like 4 point something.
Yeah, I
4
think
and a half or
Snuggie
something.
had 1,500 more than we
Yeah.
thought when he shoved.
So he's still knocking on the door for the biggest win of all time
Someday I'll get the numbers right.
on Poker Time.
That'd be a good inaugural performance.
It's been good anyway.
Yep.
It's gonna be hard to screw it up now.
I mean, you could just go nuts.
I mean, it's no limit. Anything can happen, but
and there are big stacks around.
there are. Having said that,
Fold. Fold.
Kevin
Over
can really
here,
decide not to
Snugs.
play
Ah,
many
you
big
can just
pots.
let
Eights
him walk.
again, and Brewer just limps
over
it
here.
to the under the gun blind raise.
Wow.
That's interesting.
We know Kevin 100% would have called.
It's a terrible flop for eights.
Check.
Yes, it is.
Although Kevin has a blind hand, so I don't know. You got to call once.
Oh, it's Kevin anyway. When it's $20, it's as easy a call as it gets, I think. Some good cards for Kevin on the turn. That is, it gives him a gut
It's a
shot.
good one in that he gets to win more often if he keeps betting,
Yeah,
but
but
he
he
decides to
checks.
check back.
It's totally understandable.
Another king is a little bit more comfortable for Brewer.
Goes check, check.
Eights are good.
It's hard to have anything you can beat with ace 3 there.
Eights.
I know.
But
Stop
Kevin
it.
barely put any money in.
Yep.
I don't know about that.
800.
I mean,
Sorry. Sorry.
I believe the. Yeah, I did lose with him, but that's besides the point. You're unstoppable with him. You've had him twice. You won both times. I've had him
Yeah,
twice.
he's
Lost one, won one.
Yeah, that's a bit of a
Welcome back.
iffy statement. Kevin saying Brewer's had eights twice and won twice. Kevin's only won once with eights. Poor Kevin.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Tight budget.
Wonka
You're only up $1,000+ from last time we talked about your stack.
You know.
Oh, Snuggie's back.
Huh. Wonka down to 665 in front of him.
Yeah, having a rough session, that guy.
Gonna have to top up
Fold. Or raise to
or get out.
Damn.
I'm expecting to get out.
Good movie.
Yes, quite good.
I'll be.
Whole lot of
Neeme.
nothing for everyone. Wait,
Well,
wait.
what are you talking about?
I take it back. Someone has something.
And Kevin's there, so things could happen.
Yeah.
raise to 80.
Makes it 80, and Kevin is going
Give him the
to
red.
Looks like a call.
not hesitate to call 70 more with the
Check.
Jack 3 suited.
Wonka should probably call this as well.
I don't know. I think his stack depth means.
Oh, yeah,
He
you're right.
can't
He's
really.
too short. You know, you're right. I was thinking as if he had a normal.
All right, let's see if Kevin can really just outflop the crap out of this
At
one.
least he's got position. Well, he's got back doors. Two
I
back
think
doors.
Brewer's got to check against Kevin here. No, he's going to
Kevin
bet.
floats constantly.
That's a good point, and he's betting, but I can't see him getting any.
175.
Well,
It's only 80.
and Kevin
Whoa,
raises.
he raises. Look at that.
What
Kevin jumps on weakness.
Brewer pretty much knows that Kevin is bluffing here based on his holding. Kevin
mean,
could
here's
have,
the thing.
He could have 10
I was
deuce.
thinking-
If he could have deuce deuce. If he
Right
isn't
on there,
bluffing,
Ross.
you're probably going to get it later anyway. So it's okay just to call and let him fire away on the turn.
Brewer checks.
You don't want to miss this bet that hopefully is coming right now if you're
This
Brewer.
could be a big bet.
Well, he's been betting big in these spots, so look at that. He is betting.
It doesn't look that big though. It looks like 250,
Still? Oh, it's a little more.
260, 235. Ooh.
Okay.
This is because you didn't buy me the beer.
All right, raise or call? What do you want to do?
We're out of position. Raising makes sense to me.
Yeah, we want to get the. We want to control the size of the pot in case Kevin does have something pretty big.
Yeah.
If he has 10 deuce, there's a lot of bad cards in the river for him that he might not continue betting.
That was a really expensive beer.
And there's your raise to 800.
And that's just unfortunate for Brewer that Kevin doesn't have anything. It's going to take a little time, though. Make sure Jack High is not good.
Nothing working there and
Baby.
gets out.
He's playing on my money and he
Brewer has to show an ace
What was
because
the other one?
both are aces.
That was just
Now, it'd be interesting if Brewer had just called if Kevin would have fired again on the river. I'm not sure if he would have or not. We haven't seen him triple barrel yet. He hasn't really had the opportunity to.
Is
that true?
Yeah, I bought
Think?
the beer.
shit.
Anyway,
In
we're
my
gonna,
mind, he's triple barreling every fourth hand.
well, we're going to have to find out next time on Poker Time.